up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check it out. So The Hunger Games is out in theaters right now. We're starting to get some box office numbers. And yeah, it's not looking great so far at all, right? It's not looking terrible, but it's not looking great either. And I'll explain. This headline by Deadline, The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes begins with Thursday previews at $5.75 million. Let me say this right off the bat. $5.75 million, generally speaking, is not the greatest number when you're talking about like a big franchise type film like The Hunger Games. They should be able to do a whole lot more. So that's telling you right now, there's probably not a lot of interest in The Hunger Games. There's not a lot of interest in this series or this franchise any longer. People aren't really checking for this. I could have told you that from before this movie was even greenlit. Like, nobody's really checking for The Hunger Games like that. That's something from like a decade ago, and everybody was into it back then. Now, not so much. So I think that this is going to definitely be the last movie they make in this franchise. I don't think they're going to go any further with this, just again, based on the interest in this film. Nobody's really checking for it. Also, I'll say this isn't quite the disaster that the Marvels experienced last week. This isn't on that same level, even though the Thursday number is less than the Marvels cranked out. Marvels did 6.6 million in its Thursday previews. This is less, but they also spent way less than the Marvels did, than Disney did on that crap. Disney spent 270 plus on the Marvels, and it's going to need somewhere in the neighborhood, just, you know, conservatively speaking, of about $750 million to break even. And there's no way in hell that movie's getting to that. All right. You seen the box office for that thing? That thing is absolutely tanking right now. But for this film, Lionsgate wasn't stupid. They spent $100 million on this, okay? They spent $100 million to make the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And so with a conservative estimate of marketing and everything, you figure, all right, somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 million, that's what this film needs to reach the break-even number, $300 million. And listen, it's going to be close. This $5.75 million is not a good start whatsoever. It's going to need some legs. It's going to need some good word of mouth, and it's getting it. It's absolutely getting good word of mouth. And it's going to make sure that the right demographic is coming to watch this thing, and they're telling friends and all of that. And we'll get to some numbers on that in a minute. So it's going to be close. But the question that I'm going to have is, how much business did this chick, Rachel Zegler, cost this film? How much business did she lose this film? Because look, her and her big mouth was setting shockwaves all over summer, right? The entire summer, it was this chick all over the place. And it was from that Snow White film. But a lot of people immediately got turned off by her attitude, and she kept going on social media, more commentary, more nonsense. And it's just like, okay, then I'm done. I've checked out. I don't want to see anything that this woman is in. I'm done. I've washed my hands of her. She's already been in 2 box office flops, right? She was in West Side Story, and she was in Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Back-to-back box office flops. That's what this chick has in her career, and it's looking like number 3 is coming up. That's why I'm asking this question, because look, the margins are super thin right now. There's a possibility that this film, if it didn't have any negativity whatsoever, people would have been, oh, you know, let's go ahead and check this out. Oh yeah, I remember the Hunger Games. Hunger Games, yeah, that was cool. But then they see Rachel Zegler in there. Oh wait, Rachel Zegler is in this? Nah, fam, I'm good. Nah, I ain't checking for this. Nah. I was interested until I saw she was in it. And we saw a lot of that, man. It's absolutely crazy. Look, check this out. I found this interesting. Women showed up last night to Songbirds and Snakes at 65%. So, you know, obviously 65%. That was the exact same number of men that showed up for the Marvels. That was their audience cut of the demographics. 65% male audience at the Marvels. And it's the flip reverse with the women with this film. And that's because, look, they understand their demographics, unlike Disney and Marvel. At least you could say they understood who their demographic was, because this is about the Hunger Games. You know, the previous series starred a woman, Jennifer Lawrence. The book series is written by a woman, Suzanne Collins. So they know who's checking for this. YA is a primarily women's genre that women go and check out. And so, yeah, they understood who their audience was. Their audience showed up. Unlike Disney, you couldn't get your audience to show up because you made that movie for women. But that's an aside. I just find it interesting, yeah. And it's actually bigger than Mockingjays, 60%. 18 to 34 was the hugest turnout at 75%. So look, men over 25 showed up at 21%. Men under 35 at 14%. Men ain't coming for this, okay? And look, these are the guys that showed up with their wives and girlfriends, right? They was out there getting dragged into this crap by their wives and girlfriends. And they was probably checking like the Thursday night scores like every 5 minutes to see, man, I hope the Ravens won this shit. You know, like they looking at their phones to check the scores for the games, man. But yeah, that's who showed up for this. So yeah, they got the right demographic right. And see, that's a positive because now we know, okay, the people that wanted to show up showed up. Now, what I believe is this is the fan base of this book that showed up. This 65% women, these are the people that were the fans of this book, and they were eager and anxious to go and watch this thing, you know, come to life. I don't know how big this book was. I don't think it was as big as the Hunger Games itself. So it's going to be diminishing returns from here on out. I think this opening weekend will give these guys some hope, but I think it's going to fall off big time after that. Because after that, what are we looking at? Yeah, here's the long-range box office, right? 38 million. They think this thing might hit up to 50 million opening weekend. They think it's going to come somewhere between 97 and 150 million long range. It better get close to this 157. I'm telling you that right now. But yeah, you look at everything else that's coming. You're going to have Next Goal Wins. I saw this movie. It's not very good. It's not going to be any competition at all. Thanksgiving, again, they're going to have some holiday-themed stuff coming up. I believe there's, Wish. Obviously, Wish is going to be major competition for this thing. You know, so I think Wish, Godzilla 1, I'm looking forward to that. This Beyonce thing. I mean, there's a lot coming down the pipe. You know, again, Silent Night. I think it's a Christmas-themed horror film. All of these types of things are action film, one of the two. All of these films are going to be major competition because the fans are going to come out and see this thing immediately. And then after that, it's like, do you really care about the Hunger Games? If you do, go ahead and watch it. But how many people are really checking for this? And once again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. How much money did this chick cost this movie? How much money did Rachel Zegler end up taking out of the pockets of Lionsgate? She got her money, you know. That's the thing about these actors and actresses. They shoot their mouth off and they talk and they say all of this crap. Make people not want to go and see the movie. They got paid, okay? The studios are like, God damn, man, will you shut up, please? We still ain't got paid. We put out a lot of money for this. So yeah, they should put a muzzle on every actor. Nothing political, nothing religious. Just, hey, hope you go see the movie. Have a great time. We love the fans. Goodbye. I have no other statements about nothing else. And I'm not talking bad. I'm going to keep all of that stuff, my opinions, to myself because you are box office poison. All right? This chick has become box office poison. I'm curious to see how this thing all ends up. But yeah, we might be looking at a third box office bomb for Rachel. It hasn't started off good, okay? 5.75 million is not a great start by any stretch of the imagination. And this thing is going to need major, major legs, in my opinion, in order to reach that break-even number, much less make money. But anyway, folks, you guys let me know what you think about this whole situation. How much do you think that Rachel Zegler, how much did she cost this movie, you know, in the box office? Is she going to be a major reason why this thing doesn't make money? I think she will. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.